Hi there and welcome to video 4 of 7 for this exclusive system, Pinterest Profits. In this video, you're going to learn how to optimize your profile for mass traffic on Pinterest. Let's dive right in. Now we're going to make this very short and sweet because thanks to Pinterest and their overall simplicity and design, there isn't a whole lot of work involved for optimizing your account. It's just a matter of knowing exactly what to configure, how to configure it, and most importantly, what not to do. Let's head on over to Pinterest. Alright, here we are in the demo account that I created to show you everything you need to do on Pinterest throughout the system. Now there are just a few things that you'll want to do to build out your profile to get mass traffic above and beyond what's on Pinterest. So to do that, you just have to carefully edit and handcraft your profile to appeal to your demographic in your niche. Now, to edit your profile, once you're logged in, they make it very easy. There's just a button here on the left that just says Edit Profile. Now, all you have to do is click on that, but before we do, you'll notice there's nothing below this button at the moment. Now, we're going to build out an About section and put in a website, and when you do all that information will show here on the left of your profile, which is essential for getting mass traffic, not just for people following you, but also for the search engines to pick you up. So let's go ahead and click on Edit Profile. Now we're taken to all the settings throughout your profile. We'll just go ahead and go down the list here and I'll explain each one and the importance of each one. First is your email. Now, whenever you put out an invite or you request an invite on Pinterest, know that you can have many different Pinterest accounts. Most people don't know that. They just think that you have to have one Pinterest account and it has to link to your Facebook, your main Facebook account, and so forth. Well, that's not the case. You could actually go to Gmail, which I did here, and I just created a new Gmail email address just called beautyboards@gmail.com. Then I had someone send me an invite, and that's how I got into Pinterest. So that's so this Pinterest account will be only about beauty boards. Now, if I wanted to create another Pinterest account only about, let's say, books and music, then I could, or just books, another Pinterest account about music, I would create separate email addresses for that. And then, once you have one Pinterest account, you can actually invite yourself and your other email addresses over and over and over. So you can build out a whole network of Pinterest accounts, each one for very specific topics, and which is highly recommended. So that's what the email is all about. So then scrolling down, the first name and last name, notice it doesn't have a real first name and last name. The reason for that is because you're not using Pinterest for personal use. I mean, you can, but I recommend using Pinterest for profits. I mean, after all, that's what the system's all about. So in doing that, think about how the search engines index websites, and when search engines index websites, they, in their algorithms, it's all based off of relevancy. So let's say if your whole Pinterest profile is going to be about beauty, then, and that, let's say beauty boards is a username you want to have, you start with the username. So let's say instead of beauty, let's say you want to make a profile about books. Well, you could type in, let's say, book boards. And you can actually see at the time making this video, I guarantee after the system goes on the market, it's not going to be available, but right now it's available. So you could create a profile about book boards, and all it is all these books. You could have a pin board about fiction books, a pin board about nonfiction books, a pin board about biographies, and everyone that loves books would want to follow your Pinterest account because you're always finding new books and discovering new books and pinning them. So anyway, that's actually a really great tip. So just kind of make a note of that, or write it on a post-it or something, because that's the whole goal of Pinterest Profits, is you want to create individual Pinterest accounts for very specific niche topics. Nobody else is doing that because nobody else thinks to do that, because they figure, why have 50 Pinterest accounts when I could just put everything in a bunch of pin boards in one account? It's just not going to make you much money. So let's go ahead and go back to beauty boards. You can see it says that's your username, which is good because I don't want to change that right now. But know that once you set a username, it's not set in stone. You can go back and change as many times as you want. But I don't recommend that. I just recommend come up with a username first that's available and stick with it. And the reason for that is because you want to keep relevancy throughout your profile, and then something else we're going to get to in a minute is your domain name. So with the username, beauty boards, notice first name beauty, last name boards. The reason I had that is just, again, we're keeping everything relevant. Now the about section is crucial in not only just getting people that come to your profile to want to follow you, but also your about section is going to show up in the search engines as well, is the search engines continue to keep indexing Pinterest profiles and accounts. Your about section is going to be out there on more places than just Pinterest. And there's a lot of Pinterest clones out there where people actually grab existing data on Pinterest and post it up on their Pinterest clone. So whatever you put in your about section is going to carry over into a lot of different places on the internet. So be smart about what you put here. Now I'm going to just show you, or I'm going to type out an about section that you should model after, because this is we have created many different Pinterest accounts, and this has been proven to be the most effective in the sense of when people come to your Pinterest profile, turning them into followers. So start off with a question. So let's say this is all about beauty, right? Because all these are this whole profile is about creating pin boards on beauty products. So we will say, do you want to be beautiful? Who doesn't want to be beautiful, especially knowing that the majority of people who use Pinterest are women? Start off with the question. If you had an account about books, we can say, do you like books? Or you could have, let's say if you had something about music, do you like music? Or let's say you had something about gardening, do you enjoy gardening? Just a simple question that everyone that sees that question is going to be like, well, yeah, of course I do. So once you have that question, then you want to tell them what to do. So you can say then follow beauty boards. Make sure you put in your keyword for your profile that you're going after to discover the hottest new beauty tips on Pinterest. So that would be a perfect about section. Now, again, if it was gardening, you can say, do you enjoy gardening? Then follow, gardening boards to discover the hottest new gardening tips on Pinterest. I mean, this is something that you can clone and carbon copy and use across all your Pinterest accounts that you create. So make sure you write that down. Now for the website. Now, we're going to talk more about this in video 5 about getting a website, but let's say you don't have your own website and you just want to make money on Pinterest and make profits on Pinterest by promoting products as an affiliate, right? Well, let's say this Pinterest account is going to be all about beauty products. Then you don't need to go build out a website about beauty products. What I'm going to recommend that you do, and I'll talk more about this in video 5, is to set up an affiliate account at a place that has tons of beauty products. So we'll talk about, let's say, Amazon. If you can sign up as an Amazon affiliate, or as they call an associate in your state, then set up an Amazon associate account. You will have a unique affiliate URL. What you then want to do is get a domain name specific for this whole Pinterest profile. Everything is based around this niche. And you simply set up domain forwarding on that domain to go to Amazon through your affiliate URL. So just to show you a real world example, what I like to use is this service called Domize. You just go to domize.com. Once you're here, you can type in whatever ideas you have for domain name. It will tell you immediately if it's available or not. So let's say beauty boards. We type in beauty boards. It looks like if it's in green, that means it is taken, but it's for sale. So you can see this is for sale for $499. Well, let's say you're getting started. You don't really want to spend $499. Well, you could get beautyboards.net and it's free. Well, not free. It's not taken. So you'd have to spend, you can see it shows the rates right there, $6.49 for 1 year at GoDaddy. So that's a great thing to do. But if you really want to get .com, you could type in like beauty boards, let's say online. That's available because the .com is in blue, so you could register that. You could do beauty dashboards. You could do beauty boards now, or you could do best beauty boards. That's available. So a lot of things are available, especially if you're following what we're teaching you in the system and using the word boards, because people are familiar with boards and pin boards and such. So there's almost any domain you can think of is going to be available, which is good for you. So once you, let's say, register bestbeautyboards.com, then, or let's say beautyboards.net, because that's even shorter, then you would register that domain name, go into your domain registrar, let's say it would be GoDaddy, and you would just set up domain forwarding to go through your affiliate URL. So let's say that you do all that. So then your website, you would type in http beautyboards.net. Now, once you type that in, next is an image. You should already have uploaded an image by now. If not, you simply hit upload image. Go find a catchy image that people are going to remember, or really it's going to stand out when they're looking through a bunch of pictures and images on Pinterest, and then upload that. And then link to Facebook. I just have all that turned off. Hide your Pinterest profile from search engines. Heck no, you don't want to hide that. So you want to turn that off because you want to make sure your Pinterest profile shows up in search engines. That's what this whole mass traffic video is about, is you're wanting to get traffic from the search engines. So watch this. Once you fill out all that information, you hit save profile. Now, if you look over here on the left, here is your description that we just typed. Now there's a new button that looks like the globe. You click on that and it will actually go to your URL. So we're not going to click on it because it's not going to take you there right now because there's nothing there at the moment, but that's how people would actually go to your URL. Now, once you have already done all this, there's one more thing that we've kind of already talked about, but I'm going to touch on it briefly again. For optimizing for mass traffic is you want to create pin boards that are only pin boards that are vertically targeted on your niche. Now, what I mean by that is that, like, again, this whole profile is about beauty, right? We call it beauty boards. Well, then all the pin boards should be only about beauty products. We wouldn't have a pin board in here about gardening. We wouldn't have a pin board in here about computers or anything like that. It would just be only about that product, because the search engines are smart and they will see that all this is relevant, and this is going to really help out your rankings in the search engines. And the more things that you pin on a regular basis, the more excited the search engines and the algorithms get, which means more of your stuff is going to get indexed in the search engines. So that is how you're going to optimize for mass traffic on Pinterest. It's very easy. I'll say it looks very easy, but there is, a lot of just reverse engineering to it with editing your profile and making sure, even using psychology tricks with starting off with a question and then telling them what to do. I mean, this may have seemed like an easy video, but make sure you follow all of the steps in everything that we just did, because this is going to help you out in the long run as far as getting a lot of people to your profile. Because the more people you can get to your profile, especially from the search engines, and then they see an about section like this, again, of course, they're going to say yes to that. Then they're going to be like, okay, I need to follow this person. If they're not following, there's actually going to be a follow button here, and they can just click on follow because you told them to. So that's all there is to optimizing on Pinterest for mass traffic. Now that you know how to optimize your Pinterest profile for mass traffic, let's move on to video 5 of 7 in the system, where you will discover the affiliate profiting strategy that works best to profit from Pinterest almost immediately. I'll see you there.